Hey, David here with Rethink Worldwide. Welcome to your first showing online. So today I have a property that I'm working with Robert Cristiano from Coldwell Banker on, and it's a 16-acre lot in Micanopy, Florida, which is just south of Gainesville and a little north of Ocala. I've got some aerial footage as well as some ground level footage to showcase the property. So let's get started. Let's start with a survey of the property so that you can get a good idea of what we're looking at here. As you can see from this photo, the property is basically a southern portion and a northern portion connected by a little sliver in the middle. Now, the advantages to that are if you want to leave this property as one piece of property, you have an entrance on the southern side of the southern section, direct to 441. There's a driveway there. You can enter there and have a small driveway going up to the back or the north section and keep it completely private, because both properties, as you can see here from the air, they're very wooded. And the advantages of that is that you can leave it wooded and just clear the areas you want to build on, or you could, chop it down if you want to. But that north section with the mature trees there on 441, there's really no reason to take those down if you wanted to maintain privacy for your home back behind those trees. Now, also, it's worth pointing out on that south section, there's a 2-bedroom house there that's currently, and I'll show you more of that when I get down to my ground level stuff. But there's a 2-bedroom house there that's in need of quite a repair. There's some things that have been done, but for the most part, it's in need of a lot of repair. And like I said, you'll see that at the ground level. But there's a road that goes around from the back. So from the very southernmost of the property, there's a road that goes in, and it comes up the back side of the property. You could access the southern section from there if you wanted to, but you most likely would use that route to access the north section of the property if you wanted to have them separate. Now, another element that you have to consider is that if you want to separate these properties, you may want to buy the property and separate it and sell them off, or maybe even you want to, I don't know if you want to have 2 different addresses for family or whatever it is. But the survey that I showed you, I'll show you here again. It's already been done and split, where you can see you can have that separate section on the north and the separate section on the south. It would be easy to do, and you can have easy easement to either one of those properties. So let's have a look at the ground level stuff. I was out there and I walked around, and so let's get you some perspective from the ground. This is the existing driveway to the property, and this is 441, as you can see, Highway 441. And here's the rest of the driveway going up into the property. Okay, so I want to give you a tour of this south section, if you will, because the south section has a house on it that is in disrepair, as you'll see. There's been some things that the current owner started doing a little bit of stuff, but it's in need of extensive repairs. So we'll take a look at that. So as you can see here, the house is well constructed, but it is in need of extensive repairs. The existing owner had some windows put in but did not complete it. As you can see, this hole in the floor is not a structural problem, it's a tile issue and a baseboard issue or flooring issue. That could be repaired. As you can see, there's a crawl space under the house. So that's not a major problem. But as you can see, there's certainly some work that needs to be done with the house. So most of the property is quite wooded. So you can either leave it that way for privacy, or you may want to clear some of it down. The back property, I'll show you the aerial again. The back property is wooded quite a bit. But this what I'm calling the southern property has a clearing here, has an area where the home is. And you can already see that there was an attempt to put in a garage, concrete block. Okay, so I hope this has given you at least a peek at what this property looks like at the ground level. If you've got any questions, give me a call. Like I said, the way the property is set up now, it's a single piece of property, and there's, like I said, a south section with a small strip that goes to the north section that's actually part of the property itself. So if you were to buy this property in its entirety, you could have an access, if you will, to the northern part. But there's also, like I said, that back entrance that you could go straight to that north property if you want to split it up. All right, well, that's it. So there's a lot of opportunities here. You know, you may like it as it is. You may want to split it up. You know, there's all, like I said, there's lots of opportunities. If you got questions about this property, be sure and give me a call, 800-585-7995. I'd love to, answer any questions that you have. And if you want to get out there and see the property in person, once again, just give me a call and that can be arranged. All right. Thank you for your time. Take care.